Now, as we explained, so the problem of this file is that this is not being added to the Git repo, right? So our repo here. So so what I'm supposed to do now, okay, what I'm supposed to do now, I have to add this to the Git, right? So yeah, so if I do less, yeah, the file is there, so no worries. So I'll do a Git add, and then basically I need to add the file name. Right? So the file name is hello world.py. So that is now added. So if I now do ls, no difference at all. But if I do a git status, as you can see, it's not committed yet. Changes to be committed, but the file is being added. So that's in green color. Previously, as you can remember, it was in red color, but now it's in the green color. So which is cool, right? Which is cool. So I have done my first addition. Now Git is aware that this file is in stage, right? So it's not committed there, it's in the staging status. So I need to do the commit to do that, right? So basically once a file is being added to the staging area, we call the staging area, it needs to be committed to the repo, right? So there's a command called git commit, which you can use. But remember, normally we have to, not normally, it's mandatory to give a message. Why, the reason why I'm doing that, because this is kind of very interesting. Later on you see, look at the repo, there is a reasoning for a committing a file. So so make sure that you always give a message. So it moves file from a staging to the repo and records the time and date. So everything will be recorded, and there will be log also. So the time and date and the author and everything will be recorded, and additional context or reasoning also be there, right? And also there can be bug reports connected to this, right? Okay, so now we're going to commit this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say git commit and put minus m. I can see this for a second. So I can do it this way. Okay, this time I don't have to give the specify the file name because there's only one file. Oops. Oh, sorry. Q. I'm going to save that. All right. So sorry about it. Git status not committed yet. So I'm going to commit this now. Git commit. It's not a complete. Not sure why it's there, but anyway. And I would say my first commit. Python file. That's cool. Okay, so you get a message, master root commit, my first commit, Python file, one file change, 0 insertion, 0 deletions, create mode, blah, 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 blah. Right, so now obviously I have to do a git status and check whether things are fine. Yeah, hook on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree clean. So things are okay, things looks fine. And remember, and actually you can check that bit later, right? Every time you commit something, right? So I have done a commit for this file. Every time when you do a commit, try to understand for each commit they are create a hash file. So this hash file you can identify what's happening right and what's happening wrong and everything, and also you can get the check or do an integrity check on that as well. So later on we'll try to see basically I think git log would show this. Git log, yeah. So this gives us the detail. So this is the hash, which is the hash commit hash. And so one thing, guys, I have already logged into my GitHub also, and I given my author information, my author name, and my email. But normally you have to do this first, right? I have already done this. That's why it displayed, and the time is explained or displayed. The time 1:38, and this is Sri Jadhanapura time, right? My first commit, so that's the commit also is there, and the hash is there. So obviously when you have too much of things to check, so you can do a git status. I believe you can do the hash, use the hash. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, right, that's fine. Or git log, let me check the log with the hash. Yeah, so that's the only thing. All right, so what we'll do, we'll touch this time. I'll do a C file, hello world dot c, yep, ls, yep, git status, nothing would add up here. Okay, yeah, hello world, so hello worlds dot c is there, it's not added. So git add hello world dot c. Alright, git status, sorry, git status. Alright, sorry, really sorry. Status. Alright, so you have the file. So I have to commit this now. Git commit. Alright, my second commit a C file. I love C and Python. Alright, so now if I do a git status, what happens? Nothing, no? Yeah, so everything is clean. So but if I do a git log, alright, so I have 2 commits and 2 hashes. Of course, once you have a lot of files, you'll have plenty of them here. Alright, plenty. Alright, so now if I want to check one, sorry, I didn't get the hash, sorry, git log, I'll get this hash, which is the C file, no, Python file, so I'll get the Python file hash. Git status, sorry, not git status, this log, and yeah, so that will give me the commit information for the Python file. Right, so that's done. So next what I can do is another interesting thing. So there can be some files here in my repo directory which I'm not going to commit. I'm not really worried about commitment. Oh, sorry, commitment, right? So for that we have another option which is called git ignore, right? So we have to create a file called git ignore. And also we can set up wildcards like this regular regex, right? Ignore whatever is not should be added to the git, right? So any files matching the defined wildcard will not be displayed in git status, and it's not really interested also assuming or asking to commit anything, right? Or even ignoring when attempting to do a git add. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file, and yeah, I'm going to create this file called git ignore. So I can do this touch.git ignore. So this will be a hidden file, guys. Type it correct. Git gignore. Okay, that's fine. File is not listed, but do -l. You can find the file, and I would like to ignore. I do hate C++ files, but I don't even know the extension of C++. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I don't like it, so I would say CC. So yeah. So I'm not going to take those files. So I'm going to put this in the git ignore, meaning that it'll get ignored. Oh, that's great, right? And then to make sure that I do add the git ignore also to the git, otherwise it also doesn't know whether the git ignore exists. So git status does, yeah. So you have to commit this. So I'm going to commit and the -m, committing the ignore file. Good. Git status, everything will be so. Oh, I don't like typing this. Okay, so everything is fine. Cool. So that okay. Now we'll see. Okay, now we'll test it. I'm going to create a touch. I'm going to touch evil. Okay, evil.cc. Okay. Now the file is created. All right, the file is there. Evil.cc. Okay, now we'll see whether see Git status doesn't show that this file is missing. It's to be added. No shit like that. So that's purely ignored. That's fine. That's good. That's good. Okay. So now what to do? So the ignoring part is done, and let's move forward. Okay. So this time we'll worry about committing changes. All right. So now, so check for changes in the commit. So there's a command called git diff. Okay, there's nothing here. So what I'm going to do now is to do a kind of a experiment with this. So basically what this git diff enables you to compare changes in the working directory against the previous committed version, right? By default, the command compares the working directory and the head commit. So actually if you go to git and if you cat the head, okay, there's nothing there at the moment. So we'll go back. So maybe we have to do a commit and see. So now, okay, we'll do this. Shall I add something? Okay, I'm going to add cat. No, I'm going to echo who cats and to hello world.py. Yeah. So now it's being modified. So if I do a git status, it's modified. Good. So now, okay. Now if I do a git diff, oops. All right. So that's some changes to be done. Who cares is added. So now there's a difference between files. So that should be a commit. So if you compare against an older version, then provide the commit as a hash parameter. And then you can check the hash and this one, and you can get that done, right? So the same is here. If I do a git diff hello world.py, you can see the same. But if I do hello worlds.c, that's nothing. Obvious. It's obvious. And also, I don't like to type this, but I will type this one. There's a git diff tool. That's another tool, nice tool, which is given by Git. Load external tool that check the differences. Let me take. I don't want to get anything done here. New tab. Okay. So all in the right place. Yep. Okay. Git diff tool. Yes. I'm going to check hello.py. Yeah. Okay. I don't open this request export, but alright. Hold on. That's the problem. Diff tool is not configured. Okay, it worked earlier. Anyway, that's some issue. Let me check again. No. Yes. Okay, that's a small offense. Yeah, don't worry. Just try it out. Your case, it might work. So I'm not really worried about that at the moment. Okay. So anyway, that will open up another visual sort of environment where you can do all these things. All right. Yeah, not a big deal. Anyway. Okay, so that will do the trick. Okay. Right. And next, you can do the addition. Okay. Then, okay. So, let's listen to something. back. So I'm getting used to this switching thing, right? I'm still perfecting it. All right. Still it's recording. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now and also the next one is okay, what I can do here. Okay, there are two other commands. Okay, there's nothing in my Git tree to worry about. Oh, okay, that's okay. This has to do no. I'll do a Git commit m changed change the hello code in alright, that could do the trick. Alright. What happened? Okay. Something is missing here. Let me check. New change of stage. Oops. Okay, that's done. Okay, now, yeah, I forget that command. Right. Okay, then is about git move and git remove to take a file away from something or to move to some other place. So I'm not going to really work out anything here, but you can see these commands are also available. Git move and git remove. Okay, that's done. We'll work on them probably later if needed to be. Okay, that part is clear. And also, we have checked the log earlier, and so we can customize our log. So I'm going to do some changes. I can change the format of the log. So I'm going to make it pretty. All right, and format, and then I can give a format placeholder. So I'm going to put an H and a N and a R. So we see what's happening, right? A R and R and S. Oops, unknown revision. All right, hold on. Okay, something is missing here. Okay, so what's the problem? Okay, so there should be option like that. All right, good, done. So you have it formatted as a H, as AN, and AR, and S. So you'll be understanding what is this, what is this, what is this, and what is this. So I'm not going to comment on that. It's not the hardest thing in the world to understand, right? Okay, so the next one. So, and if you need more info, you can do a git log dash help. Okay, that would be the trick. And you can go here and find out all the related stuff. Yeah, it's a long listing. Okay, so I'm not really worried about that. All right, so then you have another cool command which is called git show, right? Git show. So so while git log tells you the commit, the author and the message, to view the changes made in the git commit, you need to use the git show, right? Git show, and so you can find the committed changes. With other commands, by default, it should show the changes to the head commit and use git show commit hash to read the older messages. If you get the log and the hashes, you can from there you can get that information. All right. Okay, so now it's been, yeah, the first activity, or like we've done 2 to 3 activities. The other activity come in the next session, guys. All right, thank you.